The Detroit Lions are no stranger to the UFL and its players. Jake Bates, which is a player I was advocating for video after video for the Detroit Lions to sign last year, and lo and behold, Brad Holmes made it happen. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate you. And Jake Bates did not let us down. So we know that the Detroit Lions will go to the UFL for players and players that can make a significant impact. Now, don't forget, Jake Bates was selling bricks and is now making $1 million a year in the NFL and is the starting kicker for the Detroit Lions. Talk about living the life. And the UFL is exactly what the NFL needs. It's not a developmental league. It would be nice if it was. We could send people like Hendon Hooker or Broderick Martin down to the UFL and they can actually get playing time to get better. You're not going to get better at anything if you don't do that thing. So it's going to be tough for those guys to get better, but not only them, multiple players as well. And players that were drafted in the National Football League have gone to the UFL and have managed to claw their way back into the NFL. That's what they want to do. They want to put film out there to get back to the NFL. And the Detroit Lions could use all the help they could get. What's wrong with bringing another competitor in to make this team better? The person I have in mind during this video is defensive end Kenny Willekes, former Michigan State Spartan. Let's take a look at his stats. Actually was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings all the way in the 7th round. Let me cut to me real quick. Since we are giving a 6th round pick so much praise and all of that, we can consider all avenues, right? That's what we're doing, all avenues. So do I think this guy is going to make an impact? I don't. But since we're out there in the business of giving people more opportunities, why not add another defensive end to the list? 7th round pick, was actually taken by the Minnesota Vikings in the 7th round, pick 225 overall. The last time he played in an NFL game was in 2021, where he had 2.5 sacks in 6 games. That's not bad. That is a sack every 3 games. I'm not sure what the team was looking like and all of that stuff, but we're into giving players multiple chances, right? So again, we're talking about, now last year, this might've been a joke. I know a lot of you folks in the comment section, when I was talking about Jake Bates, you're like, oh, give it up. We talked about Breland Speaks as well. He was drafted into the NFL and has been downgraded. I hate to say downgraded, but has had a second opportunity in the UFL. And that's why it's extremely important for this league to stick around. So again, support the Michigan Panthers as much as you can, because we need this league to stick around. Because even though the NFL doesn't have a developmental league, imagine if Broderick Martin was cut and he signed in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the UFL, he was able to play and then work his way back to the NFL. This is a great opportunity for those guys. And don't forget, there were 2 people that the Detroit Lions picked up in undrafted free agency that were actually drafted in the UFL for the next year. And that was Steele Chambers and Isaiah Williams. Isaiah Williams wound up getting waived and sent to the Cincinnati Bengals. And Steele plays for I think it's the San Antonio Brahmas or something like that, but he plays in the UFL. All these guys want to do is make their way back or to the NFL for the first time. So why not give an opportunity to at least come in and show what you got? We did it with Matthew Betts from the CFL last year, and I would love to see this guy, Kenny Willekes, get a shot with our team for a tryout. I mean, literally, what's the worst it could do? He comes out and beat out somebody we already have? What's the worst that could happen if he was to come in? So this guy was actually a Michigan State Spartan, and he wasn't too shabby. Let's look at what he was able to do over his career. He actually played 1 game in 2016, played 13 the subsequent seasons, had 7 sacks his first year or his second year, 8 sacks his third, and his 4th year had 10 sacks. 10 sacks. That actually looks like 10.5. So he had 8.5 and 10.5 for a total of really essentially a 3-year career, 26 sacks. I mean, that's not terrible, right? You're talking about, what is that? 888. That's almost 8.5 sacks per season. That's not half bad, and is really beasting in the UFL. Now, I understand that the UFL is, even though the numbers don't really show it, he got 3.5. He's tied for 7th in the league. I mean, Breland Speaks was Defensive Player of the Year. He actually won a Big Ten award as well with Michigan State. So again, I'm not talking about that this guy is going to be a game changer, but when we're talking about making our team better, competition is always a good thing. And watching these guys play their heart out in the UFL for another opportunity in the NFL is something to behold, man. So I would love to see this guy. I mean, out there, even though he has 3.5 sacks, he looks like a monster. I'll put this in perspective. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Right now, I'm going to use this comparison. Just from a number standpoint, we're not talking about talent, but just from a number standpoint, Kenny's 3.5 sacks in the NFL would literally put him tied for 3rd on our team. He would be under Aiden Hutchinson with 7.5, Zadarius Smith with 4. He would be tied with DJ Reader, who had 3.5, if I'm not mistaken. That's how bad our defensive line was at the end of 2024. And although you guys love Muhammad and all those guys, he would be ahead of all of them, right? So, of course, we're talking about UFL. Talent, it's a completely different thing. It's a completely different thing. And obviously, 7th round pick wasn't able to be in the NFL, sustain a career in the NFL. But if we're into giving people shots, if we're drafting 6th round picks, acting like they're going to be saviors. I mean, if he fits what the Detroit Lions are trying to do, why not bring in Kenny Willekes for a workout? I remember watching him at Ford Field last week because you can see everything. I'm telling you, go to the last Michigan Panther game, May 31st. It's in 3 weeks, 3 weeks from today. Go to that game because you can see so much more. It's a completely different feel. It's got a little bit of Lions feel, but it's completely different because of what you can see. And the crowd is starting to show up. But I remember this guy, he made a play, ran off to the sideline, and I was like, who is this guy? Who is number 48, I believe his number is. So I wouldn't mind if the Lions brought him in, kind of like that Matthew Betts from last year. Don't forget, we're going to have 90 men, and we got 2 spots left at the making of this video. Of course, he can't come in until the end of the UFL season, so we're talking about another 6 weeks or more away. So obviously, but this is going to be a guy. Remember, we had literally a Jake Bates watch last year. I think I'm going to do this with this guy. I like the way he plays. He was actually getting double teamed quite a bit out there on the field today. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, we need all the help that we can get. Why not bring in a guy, especially with something to prove? These guys got something to prove. I love this. I absolutely love this, man. Look, I want Ahmed to be successful. I'm not going to say that this guy's going to come in and be a difference maker, but to have a story like that would be fantastic. So anyway, give me your thoughts down in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Go support the Michigan Panthers, man. This is a really, really good thing. It really is. Just like I said, think about all the players. Ask yourself this. How are you going to get better? How is any of these guys how is Hendon Hooker going to become a backup quarterback if he never plays the game? He needs real game experience. And I think that these games are kind of, you got preseason and then you got like the notch above that. And I think UFL games are a notch above preseason, but even preseason would be great for Hendon Hooker.